Hi, I'm Sofia Milos, and today I want to show you how to make an Italian, actually a Roman dish, and it's called Saltimbocca alla Romana, which means jumps in the mouth, Roman style. I don't know whoever thought of that name, but it's really good. So what you will need is veal, some pancetta or guanciale. Pancetta is probably easier to find at a good grocery store. Some sage, beautiful sage. Oh, I love the smell. Which goes beautifully with any dish where you put a little bit of butter. You know that usually I cook with extra virgin first cold pressed olive oil, but this dish will require a little bit of raw butter. A little of white wine to cook with, not to drink, which we will evaporate, and you can actually substitute it for chicken broth or vegetable broth as well. Some cracked pepper, some Celtic or Himalayan salt. If you don't have that, you can use some sea salt. If you want to substitute the butter with some extra virgin olive oil, you can definitely do that. Cling wrap, or you can have a little plastic pouch as well. And we'll put the meat on it and pound it. And what we want to do is we want to tenderize the meat a little bit, so we'll pound it flat. Do it from the smooth side, not from the edgy side, so you don't ruin the meat. This will help tenderize the nerves and flatten it out, make it very thin, sottile like we say. Here we have our beautiful and fresh veal cutlets. We'll need a little bit of, I'm using gluten-free flour, but you can use regular flour if you don't have an issue with that. Woo! There you go. You don't need a lot of flour. So what we're going to do is we're putting the pancetta like this on one at a time. On one side, there you go. And then we'll take, if you have 8 people, you'll need 8 slices of pancetta, 8 leaves of sage, and 8 toothpicks. This is how they should look like. And you don't want to add any salt because the pancetta in itself is salty. So with the white wine that we'll put in as well, or if you put a little bit of broth in it, it will add some some salt to begin with, and you definitely don't want to have your guests or your loved one say, honey, it's salty. I'm going to use a little bit of garlic, not in a dish, but just to wipe down the bottom of the pan a bit for the flavor. And since I'm making broccolini, where I just added a little bit of water, a little bit of Celtic salt, and now I'm going to add this garlic. In the end, I will add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and peperoncino, which is the Italian word for chili pepper. Yes, my grandma's. All right, so we're going to put a little bit of butter, not a lot. So you can smell the garlic come up, and I don't have any garlic in the pan. It's just from rubbing the bottom. All right, when you see the butter starting to brown a little bit, take the veal cutlets, and we want to just put it in a little bit of flour. I use gluten-free flour, but you can use anything you want. Wipe down the excess. And because I'm not going to cook it for that long, it's okay to cook the bottom down. If the veal is very, very thin, just place the meat side. This is a little bit thicker cut from the butcher, so I'm gonna do it both sides, but otherwise you can just put one side, which is the meat side, down, and that's enough. I want the bottom of the pan to get a little bit of the flavor of the pancetta, plus my veal here is cut a little bit thick, so I'm going to start with the pancetta down. Wipe down a little bit of the excess. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of peperoncino, which is the dry chili pepper that I get from Sicily, from my nonna Natalina. And it's actually about to finish. I need to tell my mom to bring some. I'm going to have my mom visiting me. Oh, I think that's a great idea. I think we should do a recipe together. How about that? Anyway, so this is Nonna's peperoncino. I'm going to put it in with the broccolini, where I added a whole head of garlic, not chopped, a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and it'll be my contorno, my how do you say contorno? Contorno. For the Saltimbocca alla Romana. Jumps in the mouth, Roman style. And now you can add a little bit of the white wine. I would say a third of a glass. And of course it's going to evaporate mostly and bind with the flour that was sticking to the veal. So we're going to let the wine evaporate. Same thing if you're doing it with vegetable broth or chicken stock. Let it evaporate and condense. Oh, so you can always add also a little bit of peperoncino. A little hotness goes a long way. There you go. Mmm, che profumino. Smells good. There we go. Because see what's here at the bottom? You want to add a little bit of water, or you can add a drop of wine. I'm just going to add some water. And this liquid, take a little bit of sage in the sauce and wipe it inside. It doesn't have to be thick or too watery. Just to scrape off the bottom and give you a little bit of a sauce. All right, my broccolini, beautiful. Buon appetito.